Hey, remember in my vlog I showed you this? The Hawkmoon from Destiny? Just the test print, right? I put the real thing together. It was a commission from my buddy Chris. I just finished it. You want to see how I did it? To the garage. Wow, you made it. This is the 3D printing nerd's garage. As you can see behind me, I have some tools. I have a light above me, and in front of me, the Hawkmoon parts. So originally, I think you saw, I printed this. This was the Hawkmoon, and this was my test print. I didn't include the cartridge little area here. It wasn't printed at a high resolution. It didn't have a lot of, I don't know, it didn't have a lot of quality. I just wanted to see if I could print it. Here, check it out on the GoPro. Ooh. Ooh. As you can see, it's starting to crack. Not looking good, but it was a good indicator of what I could do with my machine and what I could print. Kaboom, 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 sound effects. So again, I printed this for my friend Chris. Chris goes by Nerdy Cruise on the Twitters, and his link should be down here somewhere. You should follow him. He's a good photographer, goes to Comic-Con, so should you. He said, Joel, can you build me a Hawkmoon? I said, of course I can build you a Hawkmoon. So then I thought, well, how do I build a Hawkmoon? And I found the Hawkmoon model on my mini factory, myminifactory.com. I'll put a link down in the description as well. And again, this was the test print. And now I have all of the pieces laid out in front of me. I'm going to put it together for you. Here I've got epoxy. I've got super glue. I have Q-tips in case my ears itch. No, just kidding. These Q-tips are to mix the epoxy. I should probably have a wood stick. I couldn't find a wood stick, so you get Q-tips. All right, I'll go through the pieces one by one so you can see what I have, and then I'll put them together. Let's see what happens. Here's the two pieces of the handle. The handle is actually much better quality than what I printed before. I used Color Fab white PLA to print this. Thanks, Color Fab. You make a fantastic filament. This will fit together like this. The upper part of the gun is here. There's the pieces, as you can see. That's these guys right here. Those will go together like so. Ah, the barrel. Check out the barrel. There we go. Look at that. No wonder it's called the Hawkmoon. That's sexy. The lower part of the gun, right here. Two halves again. There you go. And there you go. And these will fit together like so. You can tell, here I'll show you on the GoPro, you can tell that when things print, there's a little bit of a bend to it, a little bit of a bend, but once you glue it together, you should be okay. Here's the big thing that contains the pretend bullets. Look at the size of that thing. These are the pieces that hold it. These are the sights. This is the horn that comes off the bottom of the handle. And these are the connectors. Let's see. GoPro, ready? Those are the connectors. Those are the things that glue in place and keep the gun all together. Now that we got that taken care of and I've given you a tour of all the pieces, let's put it together. I believe we're supposed to start with the handle first. The handle's going to use these little eyepieces. One's going to go up here. One's here. One goes down below for the horn. And this little arrow piece right here. That little arrow piece is going to go in the front. I'm just test fitting now. Once I verify the test fit, we'll glue it all together. Sounds right. Fits together very nicely. Hey, that's a good indication. Look at that. Look at that. All right. I'll pull it apart. I'll mix up some epoxy and we'll get it spread. It should be good. All right, two halves going together. Wish me luck. Okay, that went together well. I'm going to hold it for a little bit just to make sure that everything bonds well. 27, 28, 29, 30. We're going to call that good for now. I'm going to take this. It's all glued. I'm going to set it aside. The next part I believe we put together is the bottom part of the barrel. This is going to take some of these little squares, look like that. I'll put that together here. Let's see, just test fitting. Here's one. Here's the other. Two of those go in the holes. This slides together. That ain't half bad. That'll hold nicely. Now for the epoxy. That should be good. All right, and I'll hold this for 30 seconds just to make sure, or else it'll do that. And in the meantime, I will put this in here just to make sure we're spaced right. Hopefully I don't make you watch all this. This is boring. At least there's a GoPro. 1, 2, 3, 27, 28, 29, 30. Yeah. This will take a little bit more, I'm sure. I'll put the small guy. All right, I went and got some clamps and I clamped the piece together. The reason being, there's a warping issue. Not all plastics warp the same. ABS plastic warps a lot when you 3D print with it. That's why you have to have a heated bed to keep it kind of stuck down so it doesn't bend and warp. PLA plastics have a little bit of, not as much, they do warp a little bit, but not nearly as much. The little bit of warp in a long piece shows up over a long piece. So that's why I have the clamps. The epoxy will keep it together, and you won't see a warp when it's done. All right, so what we can do next, we can put the horns. The horns go on right here and right here. There shouldn't be a warping issue because they're not that big. Let's see if we can fit them on. All right, there we go, ready? See if we can get that on. I test fit the pieces. It should work. So you gotta get it lined up. Boy, that didn't want to go on. I gotta figure this out. There we go. Got it on. Good to go. I'll put a clamp on this one, just kind of right here. Here we go. Look at that. Let's check the progress over here. Let's see if it holds. All right, the epoxy has started to take enough where we can take off the clamps, it seems. Oh no, not nearly enough. We'll give it some time. So while we're giving it time, I can put together this piece. It's this piece, and this little cap In fact, this and this. It goes like that. The cap goes on like so until you hear a click. There's a couple clicks, but then this can spin freely. And that's important. We're almost done. It's really close. We just have to wait for this to dry. So hopefully there's a smooth transition right when I clap my hands here. The next piece to go on is the actual Hawkmoon barrel onto this piece here. Even though it's drying and still trying to adhere, we can still attach it using super glue. There we go. You can see that there. How's that look? Hopefully that looks good. All right, let's release this. That looks good. The next parts go like that. So that's going to connect in there. And that gun is getting close. So to make this work, we need to take this piece that we made and it needs to fit into here. And we'll test fit with this piece here. That seems to fit. And then we'll test it with the side just to make sure. It's a tight fit, but it seems to work. So the goal is to attach this to this and not get any glue here. There we go. It says to hold it for 30 seconds. This is my favorite part. 1, 2, 3, 25, 26, 27. Oh my gosh, excuse me. 28, 29, 30. Well, it's sticky. It's a good sign. I think I missed a piece. Yeah, that's going to go in there. All right, if everything holds and stays where it should. Look at that. All right, last but not least, we have these sides. I'll put this side on first. Oh, please fit. Pretty please? Okay, look at that. It fit. See that? That's pretty awesome. I'm liking this super glue, so we'll add some super glue. All right, I'm going to fit the other piece on. This one I'm going to clamp as well. All right, gun is clamped. I'll lean it over this way. One more. There we go. That looks good. Let's let it sit for 30 seconds. Hey, can you see those? All right, while I'm waiting, I'm going to show you the other pieces. These are the sights and they go on top. Here's the other one, backside. So they're going to sit on the gun like this in the back. These two pieces attach on the sides. These two pieces also attach on the side. The reason I'm not putting them on right now is because my buddy Chris wants to paint the gun, and it's going to be a little harder to paint with these on it. So what he can do after I send it to him is paint the gun, paint these pieces, and then super glue these pieces to the gun. It should be fairly easy. All right, let's take it off. There we go. That's not too bad. This should pop out. GoPro, can you see? Nah, maybe we'll pop it out later. Seems to be, there we go. Let's see if it goes back in. Well, it's tight. That's for sure. Might have to add some more super glue. Or maybe fit some epoxy down in there. I guess with such tight tolerances, it's hard to get a good fit right off the bat. But there you go. I don't think that's going anywhere. We'll let it sit for a little while, and then I think we should be done. It's kind of exciting. The gun's pretty big. Here, go to the GoPro. Look at that. I mean, the gun is huge. Here's my hand. There's a gun. Chris, you're gonna love this. All right, I'm gonna let stuff dry. See you in a bit. All right, after some ice cream and a little bit of television, I went back out to the garage and took off the clamps. Check it out. That doesn't look too bad. It could stand, it's just a model, so it's got some areas that need some fill in. It's got some areas that need sanding. And since my buddy Chris is gonna paint it, he's the one that gets to do all that. This does work. Let's see, it's a little tough. Let's see if we can coax it out of there. Ready? There we go. Look at that. That pops out. I can put it back in, I think. There we go. And it goes back in. There we go. Again, this is the Hawkmoon. This is the Hawkmoon from Destiny. And I believe it's the PlayStation version of Destiny that has this gun exclusive, at least until, I don't know, at some point. Not too bad. Hey, Chris, thanks for the commission, man. I'll put the money to good use. You put this to good use. Give it a good paint job. I can't wait to see what you do with it. If you or anyone you know is interested in having their own 3D print commissioned, hey, let me know. You can contact me here on YouTube. You can contact me at my Facebook page. You can probably look me up on Twitter. I'm all over the place. It's fantastic. Until next time, high five.